Because we should be up and running. If we're up and running... My apologies for coughing loudly. Where am I? Here we are. Wow. What the heck, man? Ernie! Stop. Biddy, don't learn from him. Sorry. Looks like we have an issue. Oh. Whoops. For some reason, it decided to change the size of my desktop. Don't know why. So, here we are, Gambit Part 2. To kind of quickly recap what we did, I'm not going to go through everything. If you want to really know, go watch the video for Gambit Part 1. But building Gambit based around the fact that, so he fights with a bow staff and energized cards. He's a thief. He's kind of a ladies' man, but is also kind of a loner, which is interesting. He is very agile and definitely has magic. So, as we look to create Gambit, we started out somewhere on here. What the heck are you? No, I don't want to update it. Somewhere on here. We go. Formerly somewhere on here. I hope that's saved somewhere. I accidentally closed out of. Yeah. Nope. I just need to open this one, because that then allows me to go to this, which will allow me to see recently closed stuff like hopefully this. Otherwise that really sucks. You got Gambit on here? Yeah. There we are. So, let me hop over to here. Multiclassing. How does it work? Because I know you don't get some stuff. You get other things. Yeah, so we're going to monk. I don't know that Gambit has... No, Gambit definitely, I think, has the prerequisites nailed down for that. Pop this up. 15 Wisdom, 16 Dex. He can multi-class over. 1 hour earlier. Experience point, hit dice, proficiency dice. Proficiencies. So simple weapons and short swords, we already have those. We would have unarmored defense. We could have our monk defense that we could gain. Spellcasting, spell slots, doesn't really matter for us. We're going from one. Sorry, mouse cord stuck. No! Oops, really sorry. Mouse cord got looped around multiple times and tipped over the microphone. So I think for the most part, as I spin through here, so we don't gain like any extra proficiencies or stuff like that. We really jump primarily into just adding the monk traits. Now, the nice thing is, I'm pretty sure, as we hop to monk first level, that, let's see, that's a fighter, so monk will be after that. Ranger, monk will be before that. Paladin. So, we do gain here martial arts. As we take level one of our dear old monk. We are, like I said, we already had simple weapons and short swords, so we don't have to mess around with that. I'm actually just going to go through and level us up straight away to level 11. So I was going to roll a die. Let's go die roller. Good for you, you rolled a 6-sided die. So I want to roll 11 8-sided die with a plus 22. Why? That gets us up to an Arthakana monk. This is the level we want to get to, the sharpen the blade. And so that's level 11. Louise! Oh my goodness, the cats are everywhere today. So 11 levels. Our Constitution modifier, and if I'm wrong on this, I can adjust it down, but I think our Constitution modifier is a +2, so that means 11 levels, 22. So we're at 88 hit points, or 81 hit points, excuse me. Ooh, I hate when refreshes like that. So that's 123. And we now have 17. And at 17th level, our proficiency bonus is stupid. It's +6. So if we remember, we have expertise in sleight of hand and stealth, as well as persuasion and deception. So that becomes a +12. Becomes a +12, and that becomes a +15, and probably will go actually higher. That becomes a +15. So these are ridiculously high. But anyways, let's get back to martial arts. First level, we can use Dex instead of Strength on our attack and damage rolls with unarmed strikes and monk weapons. Monk are simple weapons and a short sword. So these all become Dex-based ones that we are proficient with. So we get a +5. Oh wait, never mind. We get a +9. +9, +9, +3. So you can see now we've actually turned it on so we can do some damage. We also get an unarmed strike with a plus +9 to hit, and the damage die for that is at level 17, 1d10. 1d10 +3 and bludgeoning. We know kind of how we can use it already. So, martial arts. Let's see, anything else important with that? Can make an unarmed strike as a bonus action. That's the big thing that we need to remember for that. Now, let's go forward a little bit. Well, actually, let's go back in the document a little bit, because additional features and traits right here. We have key points. We can use those key points for flurry of blows. Oh, how many key points do we have at level 11? Oh, wait, I have to go back on some of that stuff that I just did. We have 11 key points. Yeah, 11 key points. So I have to hop back here because I was looking down at level 17. We actually do instead 1d8 damage on a punch. And we're just going to also do magical. Them for magical. Whew. This is going to take a little bit. Our speed bumps up to 40. We are now faster. Oh yeah. Well, I should get back to here quickly. So, 1 key point, 2 unarmed attacks with bonus action. Step up. Patient defense. 1 key point. 1 key points. 1 key point. Take dodge action with bonus action. And finally, step of the wind. I'm not even going to put that down. We get that for the rogue's cunning actions. I'll do that. For some reason, no, there's really no reason whatsoever. We also get the ability to deflect missiles. When you do so as a reaction, roll 1d10 plus our monk level, which is 11, plus our dexterity modifier, so 14, to reduce projectile damage. Pretty easy. We have slow fall. Slow fall is simply reduce falling damage by 55. Since we're not going up higher in monk, I don't think trying to think. Let's see what. Remy LeBeau does not understand all spoken languages or proficiency in all saving throws. Sorry, you're seeing the top of my head a lot here. So, let's see. So, stunning strike. 1 key point. Kai point. Key point. I like key better. When you hit with a melee weapon, creature must make con saving throw. So I have 11 key points. I'm actually going to do saving throw, so we know what it is. So 8 plus my proficiency of 6 plus my wisdom modifier of 2 gets me a 16, which is pretty dang good. Stillness of mind. Use an action to end a charm or frightened effect on yourself. And then we have purity of body. We are immune to disease and poison. No, I think we just leveled up to... No, we're on level 8 now with our characters. I think I forgot to give Nim in the game Stillness of Mind. I do have to close up the gaps so I can get evasion. On a Dex saving throw. Take half damage on failed saving throws and none on successful for area effects. I think that's accurate. They say like a dragon's lightning breath or fireball spell out of the way of certain area effects. What certain area effects? Like, so if it's an earthquake and there's like a landslide, that doesn't count, I guess. Maybe that's what they're saying. Sorry, just trying to see where the cats might be. See one of them. The troublemaker is MIA. So that's what they get from the book. Oh yeah, along with, zoom in again. Almost there. Extra attack. 2 attacks per attack action. I should double check that because I don't know that the monk gets a 3rd extra attack. Nope, they don't. That makes it easy. So only get that extra attack. Now we also have gone past levels, crap. I believe levels 2 and 8 for the monk. Yep, here we are. For the monk, ability score improvement at 2 and 8, and then be at 12 again as well. I am just going to do ability score improvements here. So we'll actually bump that up to a 16, which means that becomes a +3, which means I have to go back and adjust my key. So that's one of them. This is becoming a 12, just a +1 there, which means my persuasion becomes a 13, my deception becomes a 13, passive perception is 15, my perception, you can see why you kind of like to do these one at a time. So that's 1, 2. We'll just take this up to a +2. And then we'll go 10 with that. Just get that at a 0. So let's update these as well. Didn't change my dex at all. Didn't really feel the need. Int is a +2. I had that wrong before. It's +3. And you +1. So just the one thing to remember to do right now is this actually goes up to a 17, which is really nice. Dex didn't change, so that number doesn't change. Let's hop back to this page. Zoom in your ways here. Say hello to the camera. Hi, Louise. Hi. Everybody say hi. And down she goes. So, anyways, back to this. I have to remember where I was picking up. We have our abilities here. Our Kensai weapons, we get to choose 3 martial weapons of our choice. Ooh, that's interesting. Oh, that's hilarious, actually. Now, so we're going to do bow staff. I'm just going to do this at the bottom here. Kensai weapons. It's martial weapons, so we don't actually get some of these Kensai features with our darts, which makes sense, or cards, as it might be. So really, we're doing bow staff. We might as well do short sword. Let's just do the absurd. Great. Axe and great sword. This is why people will use the Kensai path, is because that gives you really great extra abilities, are really powerful to be able to use those with dex. So Kensai weapons. Let's not even do that. On bow staff, attack, add 1d4. So I'm getting that from this section over here. When you take the attack action on your turn and hit a target with a Kensai weapon, you can use a bonus action to pummel the target, dealing additional 1d4 damage. As bonus action. That's complete utter crap. We're gonna never do that. However, the next one up here is if you make an unarmed strike as part of your attack action on your turn and are holding a Kensai weapon, you can use the weapon to defend yourself. Gain +2 bonus to AC until the start of your next turn. So, when using unarmed attack on attack action, gain plus 2 AC until next turn. Probably actually use that because the bow staff one-handed, which makes sense. When you get up close and personal, use the bow staff one-handed, hit somebody, come back, punch somebody, and now you've done an unarmed strike on your main attack because our unarmed strike deals better damage than the bow staff does most of the time. So then we come through and now we've punched twice or 3 times and hit with the bow staff once, maybe not even at all. Maybe we just punch and kick our way through this if we want to be really good at it. But let's flip back over here. So your attacks with Kensei weapons count as magical. So let's drop this in here. Does that fit? Yeah, just barely. Good. Let's do that instead. So our darts are not currently magical. That's annoying. You would have to work with your DM, obviously, to figure out if you can make your darts magical or not. And precise strike. You can focus your attention on a single target and understand and overcome its defense. As a bonus action, pick a creature you can see within 30 feet of you. The next attack you make against that creature during the current turn adds double your proficiency to the attack roll rather than your normal proficiency. So we're going to actually put this one over here. Precise strike. Use bonus action to double off on next attack that turn. Once per short or long rest. I think that's clear enough. I will at least halfway understand it if I use it ever. So now we come along to this last ability, which I think reads nicely for what we want to do. You gain the ability to augment your weapons with the strength of your key points. As a bonus action, you can expend up to 3 key points to grant a weapon you touch a bonus to attack and damage rolls while you wield it. The bonus equals the number of key points you spent and lasts a minute. Let's see, I think we're just going to copy this. Sharpen the blade is what it's called. See, you gonna let me paste. As a bonus action, then up to 3 key points to add that much to your attack rolls and damage with a weapon. You put the key into. So, why this actually works now we basically actually have Gambit. Because his darts, we're going to say they're cards, and with said cards, he can now throw them around. He can imbue them with magic. Even though they're not Kensei weapons, it doesn't specify that they have to be Kensei weapons for this, which is kind of ridiculous. That's, yeah, not even kind of ridiculous. That's really ridiculous. Because now he can be throwing darts with a plus 12 to hit and plus 6 on the damage, and be throwing 2 of them in a turn. I probably should say last 1 minute. The great thing is, if he's not using his key points for anything else, ever, and this is a long battle, and he's using his rogue ability to dash, disengage, or hide, staying out of damage, out of range, like getting... Well, he even gets sneak attack damage at this point. So it's only 2d6, I think. Let's go back and look at Rogue 6. I guarantee you it's more than 2d6, actually. I forgot to change that. That's a sorcerer. That's the rogue. Rogue at level 6 is 3d6. So, he hides and powers up his weapons with key points. Well, so he hides at the end of his first turn after throwing a couple darts. He then powers up his key point, his weapon with key points at the beginning of his next turn, hops out, and throws. So, because he was in hiding, I would say, okay, they have no idea where you are, you get advantage on that, potentially. Or somebody's engaged with them. So, hops out, throws. Now we're doing 1d4 plus 6 plus 3d6 damage. So, to finish him off, the last 3 levels, yeah, we're going to go level 9 of Rogue. Makes sense to me. I think that you can even finish him off with that, because he does become he still is kind of a thief. So extra 6, 3, let's roll that. So an extra 24 hit points, which is really nice. So 147, pretty good hit points there. He gains +2 to something, so we're gonna go 18 here. This is gonna be a shit show, especially since proficiency bonus is, it stays at 6. Hey, look at that. And 5d6, so that just goes up to, not 4, proficient with it, 10. The intelligence-based one, I messed up, actually 8. My acrobatics is 10. My sleight of hand is 12 plus 4, 16. 16 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10. Gotta catch my breath. All these plus 10s. Plus 10. Not really. So, plus 4. Plus 4. Plus 4. Plus 4. And let's see. Anything else that was dex based? I think there's one thing back here. So, proficiency mod plus, monk level plus dex, so 15 total. So we're automatically going to be able to catch a lot of arrows and throw them back. Moves to 0, make a ranged weapon attack throw it back. So we do get, beyond that, we get evasion. So let me double check on evasion here. Skinny, there we go. We already get that from being a monk. It's double dipping a little bit. It's like, it's not the best way to go, but triple dipping into a third class doesn't make sense. So we have evasion still. And we end on getting Supreme Sneak. Starting at 9th level, you have advantage on dexterity stealth checks if you move no more than half your speed. Let's see. Is that gonna fit? Maybe. One can hope. Supreme Sneak. Advantage on stealth checks. If you move no more than half your speed. So that will be really fun because, again, with our desire to have sneak attack damage, so we're using our darts, which we've empowered with key points. So again, it's going to be a plus 13 to hit and 1d4 plus 7 damage for our 2 throws. Then we're getting advantage because we were hidden and they don't know where we are. So we come out. Sorry, there was something in the chat, but it's somebody just spamming. So, and it's a really stupid joke. What word becomes shorter when you add 2 letters to it? Short. It's really simple. Okay, let's go on to something smarter here than that. Back to the math. So 2 attacks. The first you can get sneak attack damage on. So plus 13 with advantage on that attack. So realistically, you're looking at a minimum of 23. So we have 23 to hit, probably higher. I think they say something like it gives you an average of plus, I forget what it is, but it does increase your likelihood. So like if I rolled twice here, I rolled a 5 and an 18. So 18 plus 13 is 31 to hit. I do 1d4 plus 7 damage plus 5d6 damage as well, just for that one attack. Now I attack again, plus 13 to hit, just a single roll, plus 1d4 plus 4 damage. That's still pretty dang good. Let's just go and fill in the last few numbers here. Plus 2 there. Plus 2. Oh, no, plus 3. Our strength is a solid 0. Plus 2. Plus 3. Plus 1 to our intimidate. Plus 2 to our investigate. Plus 3 to our medicine checks. Plus 2 to our nature checks. Plus 1 to our performance checks. We're probably not going to be performing. And plus 3. That looks ridiculous because it's like, oh, there's a 10, a 13. Oh wait, our wisdom is 6 plus that. So a 9, which gives us pretty dang good passive perception of 19. If I'm correct on that. So, the one thing we haven't upped, well, I guess this would be at a 15 now, He'd probably want to get better armor at some point, even though if he's using his bow staff to fight, that can realistically become a 17. Or has it in his hand is fighting up close. That can reasonably become a 17, which isn't bad. So here is our Gambit build. We have 9 levels of Rogue, Thief archetype, 11 levels of Monk, Kensai, and obviously you would have to get your GM to buy in on this, because this is playtest for Kensai. He's somewhere in between that chaotic good and chaotic neutral. I'm going to go back to chaotic neutral. Oh man, I'm torn. Because he generally is a good and caring character, but he's also a thief, so chaotic neutral. He's human. +6 proficiency, which is really nice. He's not super strong, very dexterous, good constitution, smart, but much wiser than smart, and a little bit of charisma, but not that much. Until we get to his skills, where he's very good at deception and persuasion. He's sneaky. It's like this is a build that makes sense to create for him, and maybe at some point in time, like you would get a magical bow staff or magical playing cards. Like they can even be base magical playing cards, which might give you an extra +1 to attack bonus and to damage. It's a good combo. I enjoyed doing this build, and I would enjoy playing this character. And it's kind of fun to multi-class it, because even by doing the Rogue 6, Monk 11, Rogue 3 would still be a really fun way to do it, because that then allows you, like, oh, you start out as a thief, like you have to pull that one last job at some point in time, like around level 6, to be able to get out of that Thieves Guild to really join the X-Men. And then from there on, you're training up to be an X-Men. You are learning how to fight better, faster. But then there's something that happens, probably Magneto trying to destroy the government or the world and create his own utopia in a particular way. And now there's something that absolutely needs to be stolen. So it's kind of a bad habit and probably shouldn't jump back into it, but you decide, you know what, I can probably survive just one last heist. You work on it, you take those last 3 levels, it's all prepping and like smaller heists to find the information to where that one last really big thing is, and then bam, you're out there, you steal it, you save the world with the help of Professor X, because it's probably not you who's directly saving the world, you're only Gambit. And then that's the end of that'd be a really cool story arc, and probably a pretty enjoyable story to play, as it's not just training. And then there's the personality traits, like how can you change those? Like this ideal of change is the natural order of things might change over time, as funny as that might sound, because he might find, he flirts with Rogue a lot, and so maybe it's like, oh, no, maybe I do want to settle down here, like, or maybe he realizes that some things don't change. So with that, I'm going to wrap up the Gambit build. I'm going to be back on next Tuesday, and I'll probably start doing some Lord of the Rings builds. I have a request to do the Netflix Marvel characters, so Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, possibly the Punisher. I might throw him in there. And that's just going to take a little bit more time for me to figure that out. I have a decent idea for Legolas, for Aragorn. Not so much for Gandalf. Still not 100% sure on him because he's a wizard, but I don't know exactly how to do the build. Like, he's almost a cleric with some fighter in many ways, more so than a wizard. So, anyways, we'll have to see how that goes. I have been your nerdologist, your professor for today, teacher, hopefully entertaining host. Anyways, with that,